Welcome to part 3 of Hamish the Hot Dog tutorial. Now that we have everything made, we are going to make the strip of mustard. So we're going to start off by making a basic slip knot. I will show you how that I do it, and then I'll show you a second way if you can't quite catch this. So I just kind of twist the yarn over with my fingers like so, and then grab the working piece of yarn and pull it through. And then the slip knot should be adjustable, so if you can't slide your hook into it and tighten it, that means you've done something wrong. So here is another way if you need a bit more help. Put it on your desk like so, and then take the working piece of yarn and twist it over onto the little tail bit. And then you're going to pull that tail bit through like so. And then it can tighten onto your hook like that. Once you have your slip knot done, be sure to tighten it around your hook. And now we are going to chain 20. So to chain, all you do is grab the working piece of yarn with your hook, not the tail, but the working piece of yarn. Yarn over and pull through the loop on your hook. And that creates a little V. Yarn over, pull through the loop. So you can see here it's creating little stitches. And yarn over, pull through. Yarn over, pull through. Yarn over, pull through. This is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. And now you can pause for a moment and just make sure this is the length that you want for your mustard. 20 is about how much it should be, but it really depends on your tension. So I like to just grab my hot dog for reference and make sure the mustard is the right length. And you can just do that by kind of swerving it around the hot dog in the general shape that you sew it on. Just like so. So it should be able to reach from the eyes to the end in a S type of shape. And if it's too long or too short, you can just add a bit more or take away a few of the chains. But once you're happy with it, you can chop the yarn. I like to leave about 12 or 15 inches or so and then pull it through and tighten it. So to begin assembly of the hot dog, I'm going to first sew the mustard on before we deal with the hot dog buns. So take your yarn needle and thread one of the sides of the mustard. We're going to make sure that we are sewing the right side of the mustard on. The right side of the mustard is a flat V shape, and the wrong side is kind of bumpy. So you should be able to just run your thumb along. If it feels flat, that's the right side. It looks like a braid. And sewing this on is super easy. If you've never sewed yarn before, don't worry. Just start off by placing the mustard exactly where you want it to start beneath the eyes. I like to do about a stitch down from the eye. Poke your yarn needle through the body of the hot dog and then up through the mustard. And then just keep continuing that all the way down the mustard, inserting your yarn into the hot dog and then out through the mustard. Just make sure that every time that you place a stitch, you are going back up through the mustard and not through the hot dog. I'm sewing my mustard in an S type of shape, and you can just kind of hold the mustard with your thumb to make sure it's staying in the place that you want it to be. We're coming up on the end of our mustard here. So I'm just going to sew this last little tiny bit in place, and then to weave in your end, you're just going to poke it out through the other side of the hot dog. And then you're going to poke the other tail through the same hole that the other piece of yarn is coming out of. And then you can tie those two pieces of yarn in a double knot and then trim them and poke them back through the body to secure. Next, we're going to sew our hot dog buns together. So grab a piece of beige yarn about 30 inches long or so. It's not super important, just make sure it's super long. And then I'm going to sandwich the two buns together and sew them where they meet, where it's not curved outwards, if that makes sense. So stack them on top of each other like this, and then I'm going to start about there, which is where it's still straight together. Just poke your yarn needle through both halves of the hot dog buns and do a basic whip stitch all the way up to the top of the hot dog bun. Just make sure that you're pulling it flat each time and you're going through every single stitch up. And then once you're happy with the evenness of the hot dog buns, you can just pop in your hot dog like so. He is so cute and coming together, and all we're going to do to secure the hot dog in place is place a couple of stitches in the top and bottom of the hot dog through both of the buns to keep him in place. If your tail's still long enough from sewing the hot dog buns together, you can use that. If it's not, you can just grab another piece of beige yarn for this part. All we're going to do is pop our yarn needle into the side of one of the bun halves, like so, and then we are going to stick it through the hot dog into the other bun. And pull tight, and I'm just going to go back and forth probably about 4 or 5 times to make sure it's nice and secured. And then weave in your end and do the exact same thing on the other side of the hot dog. I just want to show you guys, I'm leaving a gap between the bottom of the bun and the hot dog, so the hot dog isn't sitting straight against the bottom of the buns. And that's going to allow the hot dog to show a little bit more and not be like overcome by the buns, if that makes sense. So just keep that in mind while you're sewing it together. Here we're weaving in the end, and then we can do the other side of the hot dog. That's it for Hamish the Hot Dog. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. It's a little bit something different for Yarny Box. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please like and comment below, and I will see you in next month's video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!